My name is Lauren Reagan, and I am a yoga coach here at Next Level for the Yogletes classes. So Yogletes is going to be a yoga class specifically tailored to athletes that are looking for a viable cross-training option. We're going to utilize the components of a traditional yoga class, and we're going to make it very accessible and realistic and really make an athlete feel as though they're getting a nice, good, deep stretch and some really nice breath work to hopefully transfer nicely over to their athletic court, their athletic fields, whatever they're doing to be active in their own lives.
The gravity do the work as it opens up that left side of the neck.
My first experience with yoga came about during my senior year of college. I was plagued with injuries ranging from stress fractures to tendinitis, all kinds of things. I was kind of physically falling apart, and I was taking an emotional and, a toll on me as a person, not being able to get out into the athletic field and help my teammates. So I kind of researched and looked into other ways to heal and get into therapy. So I took my mom's advice. I went to my first yoga class. I got into a regular practice. My body began to feel better. I felt healed. I felt as though I was getting back into my former fighting shape. After several months of yoga, I began to get active again, began running, and felt as though I could begin to challenge myself again as an athlete. So incorporating yoga into a regular routine, I was able to compete then in some marathons and some half marathons, making sure I was paying more attention to what was going on with my body and being able to sustain a very demanding and active fitness regime, but at the same time kind of paying attention to what was going on.
Shoulders pull away from those ears, go into a check mark, warrior V, whatever you'd like for your core strength here. Find the breath, focusing on the breath.
So by taking a Yogletes class, what it is really providing for an athlete is a really viable cross-training option. Just as sports training has evolved into really specific muscle groups, specific sports skills, one walk around the Next Level campus, you can feel that for yourself. But just as we've evolved in a sports-specific training, so has the injuries that correlate with those trainings. So by taking a Yogletes class, what you're really doing is you're just taking the time for yourself as a person, as a human being, and just connecting with your body, checking in, making sure you're physically feeling okay, making sure that you're stretching out tired and overworked muscle groups. You're going to concentrate really on core strength. You're going to be working on your balance. You're really going to be concentrating primarily on a mental clarity, having a calm, clear mind, especially when you face the heat of battle. You're going to also be looking at some deep breath work. And no matter how well conditioned an athlete is, no matter how much training they've put in, if somebody is not really utilizing the full components of their breath, they're not going to be able to be as effective as they want to be and not really show all that muscle memory that's built up, because they're not going to be able to utilize their full potential.
Water goes from the bottom and comes back up through the top, so that's how you want your breath to be.
I feel beyond fortunate and lucky that I found a home here at Next Level. Yogletes could not have a better place to kind of work with, just because I don't know of any other sport-specific training facility that is going to take a holistic approach to the athlete. Not just speed and agility and fitness, but also the mental game that goes into being a top-tier athlete. Really taking the whole person, the whole being into account when you're trying to be the best at whatever you want to be, regardless of what it is. So Next Level really embraces that philosophy, and this is going to be a better place for us.
Up into that reverse tabletop, drop the head, push through those hands, good. So arms are locked. Trying to get that core as straight as possible, like you're balancing a glass of water, right?
So the great thing about Yogletes is the fact that it really is an all levels class. We're looking at males and females of various ages and ability levels that just are active in their everyday life every week, and they're looking for something to really balance that out. And we have a couple options for you. What's going on is typically we're working in groups, so teams. We have small groups of basketball teams of 8 players and coaches, and we do large groups of football team of up to 60 players and coaches. Aside from getting that team training together, we do offer open classes for anybody that's really looking just for their own personal stretch out, just wants to come and work on themselves for an hour and feel great afterwards. So there are different options for an athlete to come and work out here.
Inhale that left arm up and over your left ear, reach through the fingertips. Good, get that side stretch going. Push that left sits bone down as you reach through those left fingertips. Good. Imagine there's a wall behind you.
So Yogletes first started when I was the head coach at Eastern High School of the girls lacrosse team. And having my own program, I had the ability to really incorporate a steady and consistent yoga practice with the girls. At first, it was, something new. It was something they had not really ever done before. But after a couple weeks of sticking with it, it became very normal to us, became part of our training. That year, aside from having a tremendous amount of athletes and great kids, was by far one of the best. It was the best year that Eastern Girls Lacrosse had ever had. At 18-2, we won the Olympic Conference. We went on to the playoffs at levels that the program has never seen. And I do strongly believe that a lot of that had to do with the fact we incorporated yoga into our practice. There was a new level of poise and confidence and just presence on the field during the heat of battle, during competition that had not been there before, in addition to being fortunate enough to being virtually injury-free during that time period. So from that, I started then working with other teams in the area, other schools, men's teams, female teams of all different levels, and teaching them the basics of yoga and incorporating that into their regime as well. So that's how Yogletes started, and we're hoping to just continue to grow here at Next Level.
And switch the direction in which you're making those circles on the ceiling.
So the best way to really sign up for Yogletes class is probably to go to the Next Level website, which is nextlevelsports.com, and it's kind of a one-stop shopping to look at the schedule, to check out what's going on here. And in addition to that, you can sign up, buy packages, all those kinds of things. If you're looking for more information about Yogletes specifically, you can always go to yogletes.com or email us at yogletes@gmail.com.